To give you guys a little background about me, I went to school all the way up until high school and I graduated. But when I was in school, I never felt like school was for me. And I feel like a lot of us can relate in that aspect. Like, there was a deep inner knowing within me that school was not for me. I was not meant to continue in college and, go to uni and study something and then have a 9 to 5 job. It never resonated with me. I never felt aligned with that route. Immediately once I graduated, I was like, travel. I knew I wanted to go and explore the world and explore myself, and I went that route, and not many in my little town that I came from followed that route. Many people that I know and went to school with went to university and studied, and who knows what they do now. But for me, I knew that I was the black sheep, taking the road less traveled, doing something outside of what the masses were doing, or outside of what everybody was telling me to do, outside of what my parents wanted me to do, outside of what the teachers were pushing, outside of what, my colleagues, my peers were doing. It was truly just trusting in God, trusting in the divine to take a step, a leap of faith in the direction that I felt was right for me. So I went and traveled the world, and when I turned 18, I moved to California, and ever since that time, ever since 18, I've been traveling for the past 5 years, and it's been beautiful, and I've learned and gained so much experiences. I've met so many beautiful people. I have learned so much about myself and learned so many skills. Honestly, it's been the most incredible, eye-opening 5 years of my life that has developed and shaped me into the person that I am today. I would not be who I am today without going out into the world and experiencing all that I experienced. So I'm going to use my platform to share the things that I've experienced. So today I really want to focus on 5 tools that you can use in your everyday life to create a more positive experience and to live a more intentional life. See, to live a more intentional life, you don't necessarily need to be living across the world, moving, backpacking, doing all of the things that you see on the internet, doing what you see everybody else doing. You just have to be able to create positivity and peace within the mundane things in life, doing the dishes and creating peace, cleaning and sweeping and vacuuming and doing it with joy. It's basically doing the things of the everyday life, but finding a way to make that impactful and intentional and a good experience for yourself. Now, how do we do that? How do we take the things that maybe we don't want to do and find a way to do them creatively? Find a way to do them enjoyably. Enjoyably? Is that a word? So how do we do that? How do we take mundane things in life? How do we take things like doing the dishes, sweeping the floors, vacuuming, whatever it may be? How do we take those things and create a positive experience? So the number one tool for me is awareness. Are you aware of your thoughts as you are doing daily things in your life? If you are doing the dishes right, what are you thinking about? Are you thinking about how you hate doing the dishes, about how you hate having to do things in life, about how you hate having to do other people's dishes and clean up after people and blah, 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 and every time you cook you have to clean? Because if your thoughts are negative, you are creating a negative experience. So how we can flip this is, while you are doing the dishes, try to generate positive thoughts. I'm so grateful that I get to clean up after myself, that I get to take care of myself, that I get to take these extra minutes, this extra moment to really look after my being and create a clean environment for myself to thrive in, because I am worthy and deserving of a clean space, and I get to create that for myself. You see, there's 2 ways that you can look at something, which is perspective. And you could look at the negatives in life, or you could try and see the positive in what you're doing. To create a positive experience, you must think of it positively. Hi, butterfly. You must find the positivity in the experience to create a positive experience. So how do you switch your negative thoughts from positive? Is through awareness. You first have to be aware that you are thinking negatively. And once you are brought that awareness, you can then shift those negative thoughts to positive ones. And at first, you are going to have to practice shifting them because your mind is always going to go back to what it knows. So if you are constantly thinking negative thoughts all the time, your mind is going to go to negative. But you can shift that by bringing awareness into it and bringing awareness to your negative thoughts and then saying, no, this is how I'm going to perceive this. Once your mind wants to bring you back to, I hate that I'm doing this is taking my time, blah, 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 take those thoughts and say, no, I love that I'm doing this. I love that I get to do this. Shifting the way that you're perceiving it from a negative word to a positive word. And it's as simple as that. That simple shift can create so much positive change in your life. It is miraculous. Okay, tool number 2 is presence. Are you present with the things that you are doing? And what I mean by that is, if you are doing, typical things in your daily life, like cleaning your room, picking up your clothes, vacuuming, doing the dishes, whatever it may be, daily things, are you present while you're doing those things? Are you intentional with every single thing that you're doing? Or are you allowing your thoughts to run your life? Thoughts of what you did yesterday, what you didn't do yesterday, what somebody said to you yesterday, what you're going to do tomorrow, or the 5 million things that you need to get done today. Are you allowing all of those thoughts to run your life rather than staying present with your being present in your reality, being present with every dish that you're touching, being present with every piece of clothes that you're picking up, and making that experience an enjoyable one? Presence is a coming back home to self. Presence isn't, just doing something. Have you ever been in somebody's presence, but you feel like they aren't present? You may be speaking to them. Oh, a little dragonfly. You may be speaking to them, but they are not there. They're in a whole nother world. You can see it in their eyes, right? Like you're speaking to them, but they are not there. They are not present with you, even though you're in their presence. So presence is truly being there, really being present. It's truly putting all of your attention and fixing it on that present moment to be with yourself and whoever it is that you're around or whatever it is that you are doing. And for me, one of the most frustrating things that I've experienced is when I'm in someone's presence, but they aren't being present with me. I'm talking to them, but you can tell that their mind is focused on a million other things, and I have to ask them, where are you at? Where's your mind at? Trying to collect them, trying to bring them back to their present moment. Tool number 3 is intention. Now, what is intention? Intention is what is intention? Now you can use tool number 1 and 2, presence and awareness, to understand intention. Intention is where your desire is stemming from. Intention is the drive intention is what drives you, right? Many times you could be operating out of a manipulative spirit because your intentions are not pure. Now, this is why it's important to always ask God where somebody's intentions and heart lies, because we cannot always see intention. Intention comes from the heart space. It is what drives someone. It is the desire, right? An example of intention. Okay, the only thing that I can think of right now to give you an example is, let's say somebody has, 100,000 followers, right? Let's use today's generation to put this into perspective. Somebody has 100,000 followers. Now there's somebody else who doesn't have many followers but is seeking to gain a lot of followers, right? Now, if this person desires for a lot of followers and they want to connect with this individual, their intention by connecting with this individual is not to just be friends, but it's to gain what this person has, right? Now, that intention is not pure because that person doesn't desire or doesn't want to be friends with this person just because of who they are or, whatever. It's because of what they have. So intention can truly be be hard to see. We don't always know where people are coming from, but it's really important to bring intention into our life, to ask yourself, where are my intentions stemming from? Am I manipulating people? Am I manipulating things around me to get what I want? And I think another example that I can give when it comes to this is, if you have a sister or a brother, then maybe you can relate to this. So if I have a sister, right, and I've known my sister my entire life, then I know how to manipulate her. And you see, if I want to borrow a shirt or something, then I know what I have to say to manipulate her to get her to give me that shirt. So I could say things like, well, this shirt makes you look fat. This is such a horrible example. I could say, well, this shirt looks really bad on you. This shirt is really small on you, like you've had this for so long, it's ugly. And then if I say these things to her, I manipulate her into thinking that she doesn't like this shirt so that she will give me the shirt. Now, this is just a pure example, and I've experienced this, yes, when I was younger, but through gaining a lot of sisters, I've been able to heal a lot of my sister wounds by looking back within myself and understanding, where are my intentions? Are my intentions manipulative? Are my intentions not pure when it comes to people or relationships? So it's truthfully asking yourself, like, where are your intentions stemming from? Are they stemming from a place of lack? Are they stemming from a place of hurt? Are they manipulative? It's really good to actually be able to look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself these things. You can't lie to yourself. And I don't know why you would even try to lie to yourself, because you know you. See, God sees all. When you look in a mirror, you can't hide from yourself. It's time to look in the mirror and really look deep within yourself to see what is not aligned with me, what is not serving me anymore. It's really good to look in a mirror actually and ask yourself all the dark, deep questions about yourself. Where are my intentions stemming from? What does not serve me in my life? What am I acting out of? Am I truly showing up in my relationships in a pure-hearted way? Are my intentions pure? You know, it's good to get clear with yourself. Sometimes you have to ask yourself the hard questions and look within at the mirror and really see all of the things that aren't that pretty and be really clear about it and say, wow, like, that is pretty ugly and I do that. But I can make changes, and I will take this change. I will take the steps necessary to work on being a better person for myself so that I can be a better person for others. Which this leads to number 4, self-talk. How we speak of ourselves. Oof, this is such a good one, and I'm such a firm believer in positive self-talk. You see, how we speak of ourselves is so important. We are not our thoughts, right? But we are what we act on. And so if your thoughts become negative, you then become negative. If you are always thinking about yourself in a very low light, I look ugly today, my hair looks messy, I look a mess. If you say these things, even if you say them as a joke, they matter, because even if you don't believe it, your body believes it. And this can work in the opposite way as well. So if you say positive things like, I am successful, I am wealthy, I am beautiful, I am this, even if you don't believe it, your body believes it and it starts to live it out in your reality. So you can actually use words to manipulate your reality, but use the words in a positive way to create a positive experience, a positive reality. Words are very powerful. Our self-talk is so crucial to our internal peace, to our happiness, and to how we are able to love others. See, if you speak of yourself in a very low light, if you speak of yourself very negatively, others are going to start seeing you in that light. Even if I joke and say, I look so ugly today, somebody else then might start thinking, oh, they do look ugly, because how you speak of yourself is actually how others may perceive you. Now, you can also use that to your advantage. If somebody else says something very negative about you, oh, your hair is very ugly, but you love it, and you're like, I love my hair, and you're confident in it, they're going to start perceiving you differently because of your confidence in who you say that you are. You see, as you say who you are, others will start to acknowledge and see you for that. They're going to start seeing you in your power, in your light. So the way you speak of yourself is very important, because that's how others are going to start perceiving you. So if you speak of yourself very negatively and lowly, how do you think other people are going to perceive you? Very negatively and very low. So the way that we speak of ourselves is important for others to be able to see us in our power, and also for ourselves to acknowledge our being, because God has made us perfect. Everything that we are has been created perfectly. Yes, we have flaws. Yes, there are imperfections, but all of nature, everything that God created was created perfectly. So just as everything in nature is created, you are also a part of nature. You are created perfect. That means that it is time to start acknowledging your perfectness. Start acknowledging the beautiful things about yourself. Start acknowledging the things that really make you who you are, the special gifts that you have, the talents, the way that you talk, the way that you walk, the way that you dress, the things that you do. Acknowledge it and see the beauty in it. Truly start to see your light, because you are so beautiful and unique and divinely guided and divinely set aside with purpose. You have such special traits and qualities that nobody else has. So it's time to start seeing them, to look in the mirror and truly be able to look at yourself and see yourself in the way that God sees you. You don't have to believe the projections of others. Maybe others do tell you that you're this or you're that and you're not that pretty, or maybe one person has said it and it's still sticking with you. It's much easier to remember the negative things in life than to remember the positive things that people say about us. And it's crazy because the positive can fully outweigh the bad. Maybe one comment was negative and there's 100 comments that are positive, but for some reason you're still stuck on that one negative comment that someone said about you years ago. You don't have to believe it anymore. This is your permission to love yourself and to take that negative thing that somebody has said about you and choose to believe otherwise. You are not what anybody else thinks you are. You are not who you were yesterday, a month ago, a week ago. You are not any of that. You are who you choose to be today, and you get to choose how to see yourself in this day. You are a new creation, a new birthing. You are perfectly made in God's image. So proclaim that, and not in a place of arrogance. It's not arrogant to speak of yourself the way that you want to be spoken to love on yourself the way that you want to be loved on. It's not arrogant, it's not cocky, your head isn't blown up, your ego isn't too big. When you proclaim and you speak highly on yourself and you speak your power and you speak in your knowing and you speak in your light and you are confident, it may shake people up because they're not used to seeing somebody so confident in who she is or who he is. They're not used to it. So of course it may trigger people and people may not know how to take it because they're not used to seeing that. But you have the right to speak of yourself in a very high light. You are divine. You are creator. You are unique. You have a lot to offer, okay? It's okay to speak on these things. And when you do know your gifts, when you do know your purpose, and when you are walking in it, it's okay to really share that confidently with the world. Tool number 5, perspective. Now, perspective actually ties in everything that we've talked about today, because perspective is all. Everything is perspective. Perspective is a matter of how you're perceiving life, how you're perceiving yourself. And it is very easy for people to focus and shift their perspective on the darkness, on what they don't have, on what is wrong in their life. And when you have a negative perspective, you may find yourself complaining a lot, not being grateful for where you're at, not being grateful for what you have, and not being grateful for what others do for you or just for the other people in your life, right? So perspective for me comes into play of a tool to generate a positive experience in life, because you have a matter of choices. And I like to look at it like one or the other, right? Something happens to you, right? It doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. And that in itself is a matter of perspective. Perspective is, it's not happening to me, it's happening for me. Perspective is, the car didn't break down because the world is against me and God hates me. The car broke down because there's a car accident on the way to work and God has delivered me from something that I couldn't see. Perspective is, oh, it's not what they didn't do for me, it's what they did do for me. Perspective is shifting from a negative thought pattern to a positive thought pattern. It is generating positive thoughts in every single experience that's happening for you on earth. It's a matter of how you are looking at things in life. I feel like this stems together, so I'm just going to do another tool, which is gratitude. Perspective and gratitude, I feel, go hand in hand. Gratitude, you see, comes before even love. Gratitude is the highest frequency that we can operate out of, because gratitude is the only way that we can truly experience love. Gratitude is being grateful for where we're at. Gratitude is knowing that even if I didn't have anything else, if I wasn't anything else, if I didn't do anything else, I could still be grateful because God has given me all that I need in this exact moment. Gratitude is knowing that I have all that I need to succeed, that I am all that I need to succeed, and that I'm exactly where I'm meant to be doing exactly what I'm meant to be doing, and I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for all of it. Gratitude allows for you to have a beautiful perspective on life. Gratitude is positivity. Once you are grateful, your perspective on life can shift. I'm grateful that things didn't work out the way I wanted them to. I'm grateful that the car didn't start when I wanted it to. I'm grateful that that person that I wanted didn't come into my life because it wasn't meant for me. Like, I'm grateful that that person or that thing or that place or that dream that I wanted, it didn't come to life, because I see, God, that you've given or direct me in a better direction for me, right? Gratitude is knowing that it's happening for you and being grateful that everything in the universe is happening for you, that everything is working together for your greater good, that everything is meant to go good in your life, that everything is meant to flow easily to you, that everything is meant to work out in your favor, that you are meant to be successful, that you are meant to be wealthy, that you are meant to be happy, that you are meant to be, attracting all of the things that you want in life. See, things in life are meant to be good. They are meant to be good for you. You are not meant to struggle. You are not sent here because God wanted to punish you and make you hate your life and hate the people around you and hate your circumstances and hate your reality. That is not why we are here, and it's not a punishment, and you're not meant to hate your life, and you're not meant to hate what you're doing. It is truly just a matter of perspective shift. How you are perceiving it is everything. If you are perceiving everything as why me, and that's funny, because I used to pray this prayer: God, why me? Why does this happen to me? Why every time do these bad things happen in my life? Like, I have went through some things, I have went through some turmoil things in my life, but I always question God, why me? Why does it feel like I'm always getting attacked? Why does this always happen to me? And you see, I had to shift out of that low vibration thinking of why me to thank you. Thank you for choosing me. Thank you for allowing it to be me. Because you see, I'm strengthened by this. You have only sent me into your toughest battles because I'm a warrior and I can make it through this. You see, I've asked for greatness. I've asked for great purpose, and you are giving me these trials and testimonies to become that greatness. It's all strengthening me, and it's all sent here for me because of the things that I desire, because of my dreams, because of my wants. All of this is sent to initiate me into that purpose even greater. So thank you. It's truly a matter of seeing it as all divinely orchestrated perfectly for me to thrive in the things that I want and I desire in this life. Thank you. I'll do just a little prayer to close this out. God, thank you for allowing for this vision to come to life. Thank you for this creativity that flows within me, and thank you for allowing for me to pour out your wisdom through my channel. Thank you, God, for everything being perfect in this exact moment, and for your message to be portrayed and shared with this world, for others who are hearing this across the screen to receive it in the way that you intended, God. Thank you for allowing for the impact and these shifts to truly take place in our lives, for the things that we can change in our life, that we may change them and you may give us the strength to do it, God. Thank you, God, for the presence, for the intention, for the gratitude, for the awareness that we have in our life, God, to truly make the shifts that we want to see in this world, God, that we may shift our internal world and we may see it reflected in our external world, God, that all of us may come together and do the things that we can do to better ourselves, so that we may meet others deeper, that we may love others deeper because we love ourselves, God. Thank you for all of the love that you give to us, that is pouring into each one of us, God, for the gratitude that we are here right now in this exact moment, that every single person that is meant to be listening to this is listening to this, God. Thank you for giving me this message to give to this world today. I love you. Thank you so much. Thank you, God. Thank you guys for listening. Woo! Thank you guys for coming to my Earth School today. I'll see you next time. Mwah.